So today in our cybersecurity class, I will be introducing to you another cybersecurity tool we call nslookup. Before we go to nslookup, if you are coming across this video, I beg you for one thing, support me by sharing this video and giving it a thumbs up. With that aside, let's go straight to business. So what is an nslookup for the first place? An nslookup is a command line tool used to query DNS to obtain domain name or IP address mapping information. This is just a way of getting some vital information on a DNS, or when we are using an IP address and we want to get what is attached to that IP address. In that case, we call it reverse lookup or reverse nslookup. In a very simple terms, nslookup has four major functions. First, it resolves domain names into IP address. That is, if you have a domain name, for example, something like google.com, and you want to know an IP address that is assigned or is attached to that domain name, you can use nslookup. It's a very beautiful tool to use that. The second thing is it resolves IP address into domain name. In case you have an IP address of a web server or of any server, you may decide to use nslookup to check to resolve what is the domain name that is being attached to that IP address. That is number two. Number three, it retrieves DNS records such as AAA, MX, RTX, and a lot of them. This is also known as reverse nslookup. Fourthly, it tests DNS servers and diagnoses DNS issues. In case if a DNS is down or a web server is down, you can use nslookup to test if the server is down or the server is running. But let's go into practice and we'll do the four of them together. First of all, open your terminal and just make sure you are using a machine that is connected to an internet. For me, I'm using a hacker's machine, which is Kali machine. And if you look at this place, I also have my internet connected to it, which is Ethernet 0. The first thing I'm going to do is to write nslookup. Let me increase the font that you will see what is really going on the screen. So I am using nslookup, and that is the command. Hit enter. So if you want to resolve the domain name into an IP address, first of all, we write something like google.com. Let's use google.com to do this because it is a free and public DNS that cannot put us into trouble. So we hit google.com and click enter. So these are mapping information that are attached to google.com. So from here you can see the DNS itself, you can see the server address, you can see a lot of information you can find using DNS. So the second thing we are going to do is to check if we can resolve the IP address into a DNS. IP address into a DNS. Remember, let's go straight there. I will go inside my command line and type nslookup again, hit enter. And from here I will provide a DNS IP address. In this case, if I am using Google, I may type 8.8.8.8 to make it, or to query the server. And in this case, this is the information we have found. 8.8.8 is telling us that this is a domain name that houses this. So a lot of information can be done. Let's go to number 3, which says we retrieve DNS record using some arguments like MX, AAA, RTX, and a lot of them. In this case, we will use MX. So let me hit Control C to exit from that. And I'm going to hit nslookup again to start number 3 on our list of explanation. So from here, we hit nslookup and we set the type. Set type equals to, let's say, MX or whatever you want to do. But for this case, I want to use MX. Hit enter. And after you hit enter, now we have to provide the domain name. And in this case, as usual, we are going to make use of google.com. And we hit google.com, hit enter. Now you will discover other information. The SMTP protocol is there and other information you may use. Then the fourth thing we are going to use while using nslookup is by trying to query or diagnose if the server is on. So if the server is on, it will respond. If the server is not on, it will not respond. But if the server responds, that means the three-way handshake has been completed, and it will send some information packages back to us to notify us that the server is up and running. If you find this video helpful, I beg you for one thing, please consider sharing this video and giving it a thumbs up for more updates. See you in my next video.